probably one of the developments here is that in the drilling, we've hit this fault. It's still heavily oxidized. So the previous geophysics survey saw down to about a depth of 150 meters. I think it's pretty safe to say that, with these faults, they come right to surface. So they're a conduit for metals, but they're also a conduit for rainwater, groundwater to flow down into the system. And when you get that, these can get weathered to quite great depths.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Jason Weber. He's the CEO of Silver North Resources. And Jason, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Great to be on, Steve. Thanks very much.
Yeah, so company out with the news release today talking about work going on at the Tim Silver property. And this is in a partnership. So let's start there. Maybe explain to everyone a little bit about the partnership, more importantly, the project as well.
Yeah, so Tim is a partnership with Coeur Mining. They've got the Silvertip Mine project in northern British Columbia, tucked right up against the BC Yukon border. And Tim is actually about 20 kilometers to the northeast on the Yukon side of the border. So the type of project that we're exploring at Tim is very similar to the mine. It's a CRD, carbonate replacement deposit style of mineralization. That's the same thing we're looking for at Tim. So it made perfect sense for us to partner with Coeur, have the expertise of their exploration team applied to Tim. And so the deal we've struck is they're spending $3.5 million over 4-year period to earn 51% interest. And then they can take that to an 80% interest by funding through to a feasibility study, positive feasibility study in 8 years. So a great partnership for us. And
Yeah.
one of the biggest things is just the expertise we get with that team. They've done a phenomenal job over the last 3 or 4 years adding silver resources at Silvertip. It's been actually they've probably tripled that resource base over the last 3 years. So as this district expands, they're the leading, they have the most knowledge on it. It's for our shareholders' benefit to have them running the exploration program at Tim.
Yeah, so their drilling is looking at about 2,200 meters. So far, they've done about, I think it's about 1,300 in total, and they're sort of targeting this Wolf area. Can you sort of talk about what you've seen from what they're producing right now?
Yeah, so one of the big developments that's happened at Silvertip over the last few years is they've got into what they call chimney style mineralization, and this is a almost vertical fault system that really is the conduit that brings these metal deposits up into the stratigraphy that we're exploring. And the Wolf Fault is thought to be a similar type structure at Tim, maybe the conduit for these fluids. So we've been able to trace the fault for almost 2 kilometers. We've got silver mineralization on surface there. Now it's stepping back from that, testing that fault at depth to see if you can get into an unoxidized, unweathered part of the fault system to see if there's fresh sulfide there, and then how, what grade silver are you gonna find there. So that's the process right now at Tim. Let's just probe that Wolf Fault, see how continuous it is at depth. We suspect it is, and see if we can find some sulfide that we can sample at depth.
Yeah, and they're also planning on in September doing some geophysic works as well. They're really putting the hammer down on getting some work done here.
Yeah, and I think probably one of the developments here is that in the drilling, we've hit this fault. It's still heavily oxidized. So the previous geophysics survey saw down to about a depth of 150 meters. I think it's pretty safe to say that, with these faults, they come right to surface. So they're a conduit for metals, but they're also a conduit for rainwater, groundwater to flow down into the system. And when you get that, these can get weathered to quite great depth. So this new survey will allow them to see hopefully down to about 1 kilometer, and that'll really help the next phases of drilling target where the Wolf Fault might be productive and have fresh sulfide at depth that we can test.
Okay, let's put Tim to the side for just a second. I want to also ask you just for a quick update while I have you on, Jason, about Haldane. Tell me what's going on there.
Yeah, so we've got that program basically laid out. We're actually just waiting for the drill at Tim to move it up to Haldane. So as soon as the Tim drilling's done, should be about the end of this month, end of August. we'll put that drill up onto a flatbed, drive it up to the Keno district, and we'll be ready to start the Haldane program in early September. So that's really exciting. We're going to have basically from now till the end of the year, either drilling updates or results that we'll be able to publish. So it's going to be a really active third and fourth quarter for us.
All right. Well, we look forward to lots of interviews between you and I look forward to that. Jason, thanks so much. Good to see you again. And I guess we're going to talk very soon.
Absolutely. Great to be on. Nice to see you again, Steve.
All right. There's Jason Weber, the CEO of Silver North Resources.